Hello, beautiful ones. I am Morrigan Lynn. I had a wonderful conversation yesterday with a client, and ever since she walked out of the door, I have been really pondering this conversation. And of course, always I want to share with you. I want to get your feedback. Let me know what you think about it. But it revolves around the conversation of being your truth, or speaking your truth, or being your true self. There's a lot of truth talk out there right now. And, around that whole being authentic and being your truth and being your power, et cetera, et cetera. What I wonder, though, is do we really know who we are? There's this human game that we like to play about externalizing those kinds of conversations. We externalize the topics that we're asking about the internal. So when we say things like, I want to be my truth, what happens in the human psyche is we run around the globe trying to find this elusive truth that is missing so that when we find it, we are complete. And then that immediately sets us up for failure because the truth is not out there. The truth is within. And so what that does is it puts a lot of pressure on us to get it right, to be good, to be valuable components in this human experience. And if any of you out there are like me, who is a career people pleaser and a natural born empath, then that actually compounds the situation because not only are we out there trying to find our truth, but in the meantime, we can feel the disapproval and the negating energies of others in our circle, and we're trying to make them feel better about us. And so we lose our truth even more because now we are so focused on making sure that they're okay with us that we really don't stop and ask if we're okay with us. Over the years, yes, we do this. We're born into this human life, and somewhere within that infant body and infant mind, we know who we truly are, but we're not able to communicate that yet. And then over the years, piece by piece, we begin to doubt that truth. We question it based on the reactions of our people in our circle, in our family, in our neighborhoods. We question our value. We question our truth. We question our identity. And so what happens to us in those moments is we then get into this perpetual state of trying to be loved and accepted. We're trying to make sure that people love and accept us. We're trying to prove that we are lovable and acceptable. But it isn't real love. It's not real acceptance if you're doing it from an energy of just trying to get them to do it. Because what happens is somewhere inside of us, something inside of us knows we have sold out in order to get that love and acceptance. So it's the game. It's what happens. But let's shine some light on it, right? That's what we do. So if we're running around trying to remember who we are because we let those things go, all the while, every direction in the world is telling us that we're not good enough, that we're not lovable, that we're not acceptable. And so we are beating the drum, yes I am, yes I am, yes I am, trying to prove it to others that we are. So this gigantic movement in the world, this shift going on in humanity to know thyself, we externalize that. If we get enough people to accept us, then we are acceptable. If we get enough people to love us, then we are lovable. But what happens is we really need to get into the internal conversation of that. Where do we accept ourselves? Where do we not accept ourselves? Where do we love ourselves and where don't we? Now, lately, one of the conversations going around is that we are shifting. Humanity is evolving out of the state that we have come from all these centuries. The veils are thinning is another term that I hear a lot of, that I actually believe. Illusions are shattering. The illusion that this is the game, that if we just tell enough people that we are lovable, they will believe us and they will love us, and there it will be true. But we cannot keep selling out. We cannot keep playing the game of gathering numbers, getting validation, getting likes. This isn't the world that is real. This is not a real world. This is a false value type of world. And in the conversation yesterday with my client, we were talking about the illusion that is shattering. The illusion that is shattering all across the globe. That truth is coming out much faster than it used to. That we are starting to be able to sense bullshit much faster than ever. And it's not even a question anymore. It's just this feeling that comes over us, or this knowing that strikes us that this is bullshit. And what we said yesterday was, you can't have one foot in the old. You can't have one foot in the old and one foot in the new. You can't live in illusion and ask to be in the awakening. You cannot be in denial and wish for awareness. You cannot live one foot in each world. You cannot have one foot in the illusion while you are creating a new reality. It will not compute. It will not work. So we continue to live in denial. I wonder if there's a part of us that knows we've sold out. I wonder if this whole claiming of the true self is scary, not because we don't know what it is, or like there's a lot of story around that. I wonder if we're afraid to claim the truth because we know somewhere inside we sold out. I wonder if something inside of us knows that we gave away pieces and parts of ourselves in order to be accepted and loved in the external world. And so in this quest of being one's truth, we have to face the lies that we've told to self. Those lies, those things that we give away in order to make other people happy, in order to keep the peace, in order to not rock the boat, in order to make sure everyone else is okay with us. We have told ourselves lies over and over and over again. And anybody resonating with that people pleaser energy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We swallow our words, we squelch our truth, we put those boundaries away because we don't want to upset whoever is in front of us. So as we're facing these lies that we have told to ourselves, we also get to forgive ourselves for doing that. This is not a beat yourself up session. This is not a, lift up the rotting log and see all the creepy crawlies underneath it. But it is about being honest with yourself. It is about calling it. And then immediately it's about forgiving it. Because in order to forgive, it allows us to move over. It allows us to climb over that log and move forward. So we have to be able to forgive ourselves of those lies and move towards being true to our own hearts. When someone says something to us and it hurts, we get to say something. When they ask something of us and it doesn't resonate, we get to say no. There's a lot of theory going around, too, in this spiritual conversation about we are afraid of our own power, and that's why we don't actually let it come out. Like, I've said these things to myself. I've said I think I'm afraid of my own power. There's a lot of past lives that we've had where we've used power and it has harmed others, or we've misused this power and it harmed us. So there's a lot of karmic things going on with that conversation, but also I wonder if it's not that we're afraid of our own power. I wonder if it's just that we are afraid to see the truth. That we have to finally be honest about the illusion we have perpetuated. Living in denial is easy compared to looking at your own shit. Looking at all those lies you've told yourself. It's very easy to play the role of, I just don't know. I don't know why they keep doing this. I don't know why I keep doing that. But I wonder if there is some fear in facing the illusion that we have perpetuated. The masks, the niceties, the roles, all the hats that we wear, keeping all the balls in the air, making sure others are good at the cost of us. We stuff down our own needs. We put others first. And there's a lot of stories around that, right? There's a lot of stories of what it means to be a strong person in this world, what it means to be capable, independent, self-reliant, confident. Even though every single human on the face of the planet is worried about what others think of them, every single one, we're all running around covering up those insecurities, hoping to the gods that nobody sees that we actually are a basket case. And so if we're all worried about what this looks like or feels like or what people are thinking about it, we're lying to ourselves. We're playing the game. We're living the illusion. And so part of this process of evolution for humanity, of removing the old, releasing the old, letting the old die while the new is being reborn, we cannot cross the threshold into the new while bringing in the old. It won't compute. It will not allow us to cross the threshold. You cannot have one foot in the illusion while you are creating a new reality. And so what's coming for us and what has been happening for various people off and on is this moment of choosing. Are you in or are you out? Are you in the new or are you going to stay in the old? Because you can't have both. Letting go of the old means letting go of all those pieces and parts of you that don't have any value in your life anymore. Those things that hold you back, those things that have you live in fear, anything that devalues you, anything that is false value, any illusions that you have perpetuated that aren't real. We cannot have one foot in each world. And so as we move forward, as we become our true selves, a decision has to be made. A choice is coming. Are you in or are you out? Either is okay, but you can't have both. Thanks for listening, you guys. I really love this topic. It's one of my very favorites. I wanted to share with you this next little insight that I've always talked about boundaries and such, so I really appreciate you listening to my ramblings. Feel free to share it. My website is embracewithin.com if you want to visit it. My Facebook page is also Embrace Within. I'd love to hear from you. And I'm hoping to get some more of these pumped out as this new retrograde energy starts backing off and releasing us from its grip. And we'll see how the mind and the spirit starts to enact all of those new ponderings. Thanks. Bye.